question about the green drinks. If I juice those in the morning, how long can it keep if I might want to take it for lunch, but I don't have access to be juicing on my lunch hour?
Right. There is a secret. I know Catherine might not agree with this, but I'll share it with you. If you make a huge thing of green juices in the morning and you blend in the raw honey or a natural vitamin C powder, that acts as a natural preservative and it slows the oxidation rate way down.
What about agave nectar?
Not the same, no. Because honey is so high in enzymes. Yeah.
So can you repeat that? Blend in raw honey or vitamin C?
Or a natural vitamin C powder. Natural vitamin C would include acerola cherry powder, something called camu camu. I think they have a product called Amla C by Pure Planet. That's a pretty good product. AMLA-C. That's a good one. You can find that pretty much anywhere.
Not emergency.
Not emergency. That's synthetic. Yeah. Actually, emergency can actually it's almost like spiky shards, like glass in your cells. It actually ruptures the cell walls. So I never recommend any of those synthetic vitamin C's.
I got very ill on it one time.
You know those little packets, those little travel packets, is that what you're saying?
That's emergency.
It's not natural.
No.
Well, what is it?
It's, somehow they fractionate vitamin C from plant sources and they refine it. You know, it'd kind of be like eating white sugar as opposed to like sugar cane juice or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really refined.
How do you get past the first day? When dinner time comes and you want to eat a salad, what do you do? How do you get past that moment in time?
That's where meditation work comes in.
Okay.
Really, that's like the best piece of advice I can offer because really a lot of that stuff is mental. Sometimes it's physical, and sometimes I would say just drink more juice if you're on a liquid fast. But 9 times out of 10, the best thing to do if you are confronting that issue is to sit with it. Just say, okay, I really want this food. Like, what do I do? And just let your body give you an answer. And in some cases, it might be right to break the fast with the salad.
First day. You don't know how many times I've made it as far as the dinner salad.
Yeah. Well, okay, so on the second page, I have a list of questions to ask yourself before embarking on a journey of detox. And the first question is, what is my primary intention for embarking on a journey of detoxification? And that's super important because basically your intention will define how the detox unfolds. So let's say that you've been, like this time of year, you feel sluggish, you feel slow, and you say, I just want to feel light, I want to help cleanse my liver, and I want to feel rejuvenated. That in itself will guide you to make the choices that you need to make. It will guide you to maybe a juice fast. It could even guide you to an herbal program. But really, I mean, the reason that I bring all this up, you guys, is because I could list a million different programs on a page. But ultimately, what happens when you guys go home? You're like, well, which one do I do, you know? So just take it slow, set your intentions, and see what happens. And that's the first step. The second step is, how committed am I to regaining health and well-being in my life? And the reason that's important is because once the detox is done, we still have food that we put into our bodies. And if we truly want to be healthy, it has to be a day-by-day, moment-by-moment thing. You know? A detox can be a great jump start. It can be a great way to help get the body towards healing, but ultimately we have to keep on that path. And of course, you know, the third question is, what's my previous experience with detox or cleansing? We kind of covered that. Oh, how much time can be devoted to this detoxification? And is there a space specially created for this purpose? I don't know if they've done any scientific research on this, but I bet you someday they're going to come out with a study that talks about how healing being alone can be. A lot of spiritual traditions know that now. You know, monks used to go off by themselves and meditate in the forest. There's something about being away from other people that allows you to go deeper within yourself and really heal what it is you're looking to heal. So if you can set aside time, even, you know, if you have kids, if you can even set up a time with your husband and say, listen, honey, if I can just have these 4 hours, this is time for my healing. That in itself will make all the difference.
Yeah. Oh, grandparent.
Mm-hmm.
Get a whole day off.
Mm-hmm.
And that sort of intuitively leads to the question I had, Giles, because, you know, in an ideal world, we would sort of be lifted up and be placed into this perfect meditative setting where we have all that support. But some of us might have a spouse that might not have the same lifestyle, or children that we want to have the lifestyle, but they're still doing what they do. So absent going off to which none of us want to spend that kind of money, I presume, that, you know, the ideal thing is we could go off somewhere and have our environment created for us, or we could have that, but who wants to spend whatever they charge for that? So
What I'm talking about is even more simple.
okay.
So, in other words, when you start your cleanse, let's say you have a room in the house, which you maybe don't use very often, or a space that could be reserved for alone time. You can even create a healing space there. You could bring in your favorite books, maybe a book that you haven't read in a while, something you've always wanted to do. You know, incense, candles, whatever makes you feel like it's a space just for you. It could be any room, any place, even your backyard.
And that's the time when our children and our husband are eating their steak and potatoes, and we're having something out of mind, and
Right.
we're like, okay, I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because, I mean, let's say you're on a juice fast and you're around people who are eating.
Oh,
Of
it's
course
hard.
you're going to be tempted,
It's hard.
you know?
Well, that's exciting. It's not as overwhelming and such a big deal as I thought.
Mm-hmm.
It's much easier.
It's very easy.
And I like how we can pick and choose how we do it, whether it's the juice or herbal, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
That's good, that's encouraging.
But some of what you're talking about is fasting, sort of. But you're limiting the input, the intake of food, and then what you use to cleanse, what you're drinking varies.
Mm-hmm.
But you're trying to take the pressure and the strain off of your digestive system for a while. Let your digestive system relax, and let the rest of your body get a chance to relax too. And that's why sometimes, you know, they do water fasts, etc., where they ask you to lay down all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they'd go to Costa Rica and lay in a hammock for a week or 2 weeks, you know. They go as far as 30 days, but they're supervised with medical people, that sort of thing. But even here at True North, whatever, they'll ask you to lay down, right? They suggest that you...
When you're too tired to do anything else.
Yeah, well, and
Tell you to walk a little bit each day.
they encourage you to take it easy and don't pressure yourself. Now, it's hard to do that kind of a detox if you're on a big stress situation and other things to do, but it's the stress that you're detoxing from as well as the food.
Right.
You know, that's why you're not as healthy as you might be, because you're carrying all these other agendas and they're not in harmony. You can't handle it even though you're doing it, but you will break down. You're carrying it inside somehow, and you will get sick one day.
And when I was at the tree, what I saw with different people cleansing is the people who really wanted to heal, rather than looking for a quick fix, got exactly what they were looking for. Like, there were people who would just come to the tree and, you know, do a 7-day fast. And sure, they would get some results, they would feel a little clearer, but they would go back to their lives and resume the same habits. And it was like this kind of weird cycle that kept happening. The fifth question on your page says, what time of year is it? And additionally, what is my current diet? And the reason that's important is if it's wintertime and you embark on an herbal cleanse in the middle of winter,